Hey, hi, hello there. Welcome to episode lucky number 13 of the GVGCast. I am your host for today, Ash Paulson, and I am joined, as always, by my wonderful friends and GVG co-founders, Derek Bittner and Steve Bowling. And you guys, we have made it. We have made it to the promised day, Friday. How's it going, you guys?
I mean, how wonderful is it that we hit episode 13 on Friday the 13th? That was just meant to be.
That actually is really amazing. And also on the same day that we hit 94,000 subs right here on YouTube. Congrats, guys.
That's
golf clap.
Incredible.
Yeah. I know, right? So, yeah, Friday the 13th, episode 13. That's going to be weird. Oh, no. Well, we have to be able to hear your beautiful voice, Steve.
Yeah, we have to.
Well, while he's figuring...
Yeah. Just state wildly.
Well, while he's figuring that out, well, I guess I can divulge our plans for those said silver play buttons. We are all going to have one. This isn't a team of one. This is a team of 6. So YouTube only gives you one when you hit 100K. But we're springing for 5 more for the whole team because you know what? None of this happens without everybody. It's not just the one person.
Screw it.
Show.
We're gonna buy 100,000 of them. I'm just kidding. We're broke. We're broke.
For everybody.
I'm broke.
Yeah. Can we hear you now, Steve? Or
yeah, they can hear me. For some reason, OBS... Well, no, I know the reason why. So lately, if you've been watching my videos that I've been putting out on the channel, or the weird ads that I make that I insert into John's videos, I've been trying to do more off-camera stuff where this guy is gone. And that involves, like, unhooking and hooking microphones into the one audio interface I own, because I'm not rich. And... apparently sometimes when I do that, if OBS is open, it just goes, I don't know what you're doing. I'm going to disconnect your mic. And so I forgot to reconnect it because there hasn't been a GVGcast episode since I enthused about Raid Shadow Legends in the middle of one of John's features.
Right. Enthused indeed, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Hey, I will say thank you, Raid Shadow Legends. I appreciate getting to do the ad. I will say it feels like a mark somehow that we've arrived. Like we did the HelloFresh ad and the Raid Shadow Legends ad.
I know. We're real YouTubers now, Mom.
We just need the
yeah. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. That's a weird position if you look at me.
What is it? Beats by Dre or whatever. Some call me Johnny always does.
The headphones he always does. I don't know the name.
Raycons. Yeah,
Raycon.
That's like the third one on the YouTuber checklist. Like I need Raycons.
Raycon, we're really there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we need Skillshare, Squarespace. I will tell you that
Audible.
As part of my job behind the scenes at GVG is to be the one that negotiates the ads, which is why you're probably going to see me in a whole lot of them. But I couldn't do, like, Derek had to do HelloFresh because he uses HelloFresh, and it made a whole lot of sense.
I legit use it.
So, yeah, I mean, if you want to go back in our video history and subscribe to HelloFresh, that code still works, I think. But my mom did. Sure. I know that much.
I think I'll be doing one of our upcoming ones. I've been telling Steve I need to get my
it's funny that you guys mentioned the Rich Wallet.
Yes.
Yeah, we're doing one of those
at
some point.
Rich Wallet, yeah.
So,
Gold Mouse X with a joke saying I should sponsor a PC keyboard ad. Hey, I have a PC keyboard. I'm using one right now.
He sure does. He's on a PC with a real keyboard.
Right.
Don't ask him to move it, though.
Keyboard. But no, I definitely need to get my sponsorship practice up. I've never done one. I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun.
I was nervous as hell for the HelloFresh one. It's like, I probably seem lame as all get out.
It was a great ad. Like, honestly, it is really weird, though, that it's way out of our comfort zone because of all the things we've done here, I think our previous experiences have helped us, but shooting ads, no way. We didn't do that before.
Yeah.
I am terrible at selling myself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speak for yourself.
Selling other people's stuff, that's a little harder.
Well,
selling other people's stuff, yeah.
Speaking, though, of selling other people's stuff, we have a sponsor for today's episode, gentlemen.
Indeed.
And that is, of course, as always, the wonderful, fantastic Game Orb. The Game Orb is a YouTube channel that brings commentary and gameplay footage from the Nintendo Switch and Xbox Series X gaming systems. While games like Splatoon 2, Sonic Colors Ultimate, and Super Mario 64 can be seen on the channel, along with others, The Game Orb will also now be adding Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu to the gaming collection. So be sure to subscribe to the Game Orb at the link in the description, as always, and as always in the YouTube chat right here, which I'm about to post. And yeah, just please go show the Game Orb your love. As I always say, he has been supporting us from the very beginning as a sponsor and has done so much for us. So please, please, please go check out his content and subscribe to his channel.
Absolutely.
I just pinned a link to his channel in the YouTube chat. So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you guys off. I just wanted
No,
to
no, of course. That was a
It's-
smooth segue.
Yeah,
Thank
smooth.
you. Thank you.
It just fit in really well.
Yes, indeed. So, what have y'all been playing this past week?
So I got into a game. So I played a couple games. I played The Ascent, which I don't recommend. But for those of you that don't know, Nick,
no.
so Nick was here visiting me for the past week, and I did want to say this real quick before we hop, too far into things, because we haven't gotten to do this in a while. But we do have one piece of breaking news. Our good friend and previous executive producer Vedran Hotik has returned to the EP squad just now.
Yo!
Wow.
So welcome back. We're so glad to have you.
Go ahead and get that added to.
Yeah,
the
we'll
spread
get
right
you in
now.
the credits here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so The Ascent, real quick while Ash updates that, is a god awful game. Like I cannot not recommend it enough. So Nick came and we kind of have this weird pact where whenever he visits or when I visit him, we have to pick up a couch co-op game and play it all the way through, no matter what we think of it. And we landed on The Ascent because Game Pass, I don't know if you know this, Game Pass has so many games, but it only has like maybe 15 couch co-op games on it. There's not a whole lot there for people who have friends that are in close proximity. And this game was, it wasn't like terrible in the traditional sense. It was terrible in that you can tell that this was coded by like very few people with a very small budget.
It was a small team. I think it was 11 people. Yeah.
Exactly. And the thing is, this game couldn't do like basic stuff that you expect games to do. Like if your friend signs into his Xbox Live profile at the title screen, the game just crashes like repeatedly forever. And then you have to reboot the whole Xbox to get it to work again. It was just kind of a nightmare to get it started. Once we got in, it was okay to play. The voice acting was all right. It was some, cyberpunk dystopia overhead shooter. It felt like Smash TV if Smash TV had a kid with cyberpunk, and I mean that both in like a mechanical and like a thematic sense.
Right.
Like
visually, though, it's pretty stunning, correct?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
a very pretty game. It would just be nice if it like didn't crash all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's the part it got from Cyberpunk. It just was like, oh hey, this game was really popular and people talked about how much it crashes. I refuse to believe it's unintentional. I think they were just like, yeah, this will get the people talking. Just in the wrong way.
I'm actually glad you brought this up because this is a perfect example of the fact that you'll never have to worry about a conflict of interest here in our channel.
Oh, I know this is one of yours.
Yeah, I was going to say, for my day job, I work for the PR company who handled The Ascent. So it does wound me a little bit to hear your thoughts, Steve.
Oh, don't worry. I cussed you out while I was playing it. I was like, she ripped this
It's definitely
game.
my fault. Totally my fault.
No, I did not get a code for this. This is hashtag not sponsored.
But no, I helped do PR for The Ascent, and hey, but I'm here. We're having this conversation, and that's just proof that you'll never have to worry about my day job causing a conflict of interest with what we do here at GVG. In fact, I'm also working. The same PR company is doing PR for the upcoming KO the Kangaroo reboot. And while it will be covered by here by one of us on the channel, it won't be me because, again, that wouldn't be all right. We're crossing the streams. So I'm glad you brought that up, Steve, just as kind of an example that we will not let that happen here.
No, I didn't. I didn't realize it was yours until I was stuck at the title screen for like the 4th time in a row. And I was like, oh.
That's funny.
Oh, someone's at my front door. I will return.
Oh.
All right. Well, while you do that, I will get us started with Super Chats. And as always... Oh, go ahead, Derek.
I was going to say that works.
Okay, cool. Well, as always, Jaden Buck is starting us off with a Crazy Question Friday. Thank you for the $5, Jaden. Crazy Question Friday's crazy question number 38. If you could choose between sunlight all day or moonlight all day, which would you choose? And my answer to that is, if it's a hot day, then moonlight all day. If it's anything other than hot, sunlight all day. What about you, Derek?
Yeah, I'd agree. I think generally I do like the sun, but can we go for a nice twilight? Can we be
Twilight would
time?
be my yeah. Late afternoon, early evening, twilight is my favorite time of day. But yeah, in general, I prefer
otherwise
sunlight.
I agree with you.
Yeah. I just
don't
like
like-
I love
yeah.
sunny, cool days, but sunny and hot, that's inside weather for me, man.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love during the day we get those heavy clouds roll in and it hasn't quite started raining yet and it gets a little overcast. I don't
yeah.
know. It's just kind of nice.
Dude, you're speaking my language. I love overcast days. Other people say dreary. I see beautiful. I love gray.
They can be
overcast
very
days.
pretty.
Yeah. Thank you, Jaden, for that fun question. Next is Scar the Dragon with $2. Thank you. Luigi and Daisy versus Tails and Cream. You choose. This one's kind of a wash for me because I think Tails beats Luigi pretty handily, but Daisy also beats Cream pretty handily. So,
See, I disagree with that.
Really?
You've played Sonic Advance 2, right?
Yeah, and I liked it a lot.
Cream is
Yeah,
a monster in that.
She is. You know what? She's basically homes in on enemies, right?
Yeah.
But you know what?
With cheese. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Tails and Cream just have a obvious advantage.
Yeah, Tails and Cream. That's I forgot about cheese homing in on enemies. Yep. Tails and Cream. That's it. Good call, Derek. Next up is Lauren Bond with £8.99, I believe. Thank you. I was in the US last week, so watched live, but YouTube wouldn't let me send a super chat. So I'm awake until 1 a.m. to send one now. To celebrate that I was in Los Angeles, question for Ash, where to start with Mega Man? Well, first of all, thank you for the super chat and for staying up till 1 a.m. to give us that. That's very kind of you. And I'm sorry I missed you while you were in LA. It would have been nice to meet up for a coffee or something, but hopefully next time. As for your question, I'm personally a big fan of starting at the beginning of any series and playing them in sequential order. And with the Mega Man Legacy collections, Mega Man 1 has never been more accessible. It hasn't aged that well. It's very hard. It's very unbalanced difficulty-wise, but it's got that rewind feature. So you can get through it pretty easily. And I always like playing series in the sequential order just so I can see how the gameplay evolves over time, right? And also story-wise, to the extent that story matters in classic Mega Man. So honestly, I just say start with the first Mega Man. Get the first Legacy collection on whatever platform you want and play through 1 through 6 and then go from there. What about you, Derek? You have any...
Just to differentiate from you. Otherwise, I tend to be the same. Really, you can't go wrong with X. It might spoil you a bit because it's just so good, but X is true. The high watermark of the series.
Yeah, if you start with X, that is my favorite Mega Man game of all time and also my favorite 2D platformer of all time. The only issue is that while the classic Mega Man series, in my opinion, is more consistent and it has more highs, it might feel like taking a step back, though, after dashing and wall jumping everywhere, whereas with Mega Man, yeah.
But I'm also somebody who started playing, like, my first 3 Mega Man games were X4 that I couldn't beat, 8 that I couldn't beat, and then Legends.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And as someone that started with Legends, I was able to get into the other Mega Man games just fine. So I don't know.
Okay, yeah, but that I would say you can't really go wrong with starting with Mega Man 1 or X, Lauren. But I would say just start with 1 and work your way up. Again, with Rewind, you can, even if you've never played a Mega Man game before, you can push through those games pretty easily. Steve, you're back really quick.
I am.
You missed the crazy question by Jaden. I have to ask, man, if you could choose between sunlight all day or moonlight all day, what would be your choice?
100%.
Nice.
You never get moon burned.
Arizona.
That's true. Yeah.
I would throw the sun into the sun.
Eat the sun into the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Derek and I said we would choose sunlight as long as it's not hot out. If it's like a sunny, cool day, great. But otherwise, it's moonlight.
See, the problem for me is I love sunny, breezy days, but I would not wish trying to sleep during daylight on my worst enemy. Like, I don't know. There's something about like just draping your house in curtains and doing all that makes you feel reclusive and like a wannabe Batman. I don't know. I would prefer night, like constant night. I feel like it'd be good. Let's go to Alaska. Let's just run the experiment.
I was going to say, you can go to Alaska and experience this, and I believe they go a little stir crazy from both.
Probably. I think you'd go stir crazy either way, though. Like, I would rather be like a pale skinned crazy person than a sunburnt crazy person.
Right. Let's see. I'll do a couple more super chats before we get back to our main discussion. Next up is Scar the Dragon again with $2 more. Thank you very much. Asking us the Devil from Cuphead versus the Enchantress from Shovel Knight. And even though I haven't finished Cuphead, I played Shovel Knight a bunch, and based on what I've heard about the Devil, I feel like he probably beats the Enchantress. The Enchantress isn't very hard. She's not like super powerful, at least in Shovel Knight terms. So I think I'm going to go with the Devil. What about you guys?
Yeah, same reason.
I mean, he's the literal devil. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll go with the Devil, yeah.
Cool. All right, and one last one for now. Aramis Bearmus, once again, so incredibly generous. $50 US. Thank you so much, Aramis. Saying, good evening, GVG crew. Here's to another great cast. Well, thank you. And for every week, you're so generous.
Really. My God.
Yeah, it is so kind of you. Way too kind. And we
and Aramis using the Bat Time Steve emote in our Discord server.
Which is always great.
Yeah, I will do this though for Aramis because I know that he would promote it if he were on. Go play Twinkle Star Sprites. It's a fantastic game.
Oh, it looks so cool.
Like, it's a really crazy genre mashup and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Twinkle Star Sprites.
It's like $7 on Steam. It's wonderful.
When I looked it up, when I was like, doing our PV or our FAS for that month and getting them all organized, I had to look up that game, and I was like, "Damn, I want to play this."
It's so good.
Really cool.
It's so good.
It's a top-down shooter. It looks like
top-down shooter mixed with a puzzle game, mixed with a fighting game. Like it is so.
That's so cool.
It's such a weird, it's such a weird mashup of genres, but it works incredibly well. We played literally just for a straight hour, just doing versus mode.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
So you and Nick played The Ascent, Steve.
Yes.
You weren't the biggest fans.
No, but I did move on.
Okay.
I moved to a game that I thought I wouldn't enjoy and was not just pleasantly surprised, but like really pleasantly surprised. A while back, Microsoft had sent me a code for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and I was like, "Oh, neat!
Oh, nice.
It's like a Borderlands-y game." And I didn't play it. I just installed it, and I thought about getting around to it, but with The Ascent behind me, we rolled credits on The Ascent, and we still had a few days left, and so we decided to pick this up because it was the next couch co-op game that I knew I had, and so I was like, okay, and it's fantastic. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. I've heard.
I think we were talking about her before the show went live, but I think Tara Strong voices Tina, right?
No, it's Ashley Birch.
Oh, that's Ashley Birch.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay.
It's like the same kind of high-pitched, bubbly voice, but I just like it's so full of humor
or
and
playing with Aloy.
That's true. Aloy's great too. It's so full of just really good humor. I expected Borderlands. I don't know. Maybe it's because Randy Pitchford is like a greasy slime ball or whatever, but I expected it to be full of like dick and fart jokes and stuff like that. And I was really surprised that it wasn't, and it really does kind of take the whole theme of like you're just playing her D&D campaign to like full on heights. There's actually a really funny sight gag. So this game has like an overworld map, which I was really surprised by. Okay. And your character that you make is represented by like a little bobble-headed figurine that runs around the world map. And there's one point at which you encounter just a Cheeto. There's like a Cheeto sitting in the map, and that's what's blocking your progress. And the other characters at the table call her out for being sloppy and like eating Cheetos. And so she really quickly in, DM mode tries to like figure out how to explain the Cheeto away in lore. And then she's like, oh no, it's a block. You have to clear a dungeon. And then suddenly right next to you, like a dungeon opens up and it says like not totally made up dungeon.
Nice.
Yeah, wow. Really great game. Definitely recommend it if you want to laugh.
I enjoyed Borderlands 2. I've not played any of the others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's honestly, and it's such a different feeling from Borderlands. It's close enough to where if you know the series, and I've played a little bit of Borderlands 3 and a little bit of Borderlands 2, but they didn't really click for me because they were just, kind of a product of their time in terms of like being brown and gray and really visually unappealing.
Right.
But this one is so bright and colorful, and the setting is, is so different that it's just really delightful. And I just can't recommend it enough. I as soon as this show's over, I'm going to put my kids to bed and then I'm going to play this.
Nice.
Nice.
It will not surprise you to hear that I'm still chipping away at Horizon Forbidden West. I have had very little time to play games this week because Wednesday was my wife's birthday, and we don't just do birthdays, we do birth weeks. So I've been trying to do special things for her. I mean, I try to do special things for her all the time, but extra special things for her all week, celebrating her birthday in various ways. That's one reason I might not be there for our executive producer hangout on Saturdays, because I'm taking her out for a day of fun for her birthday on Saturday. So I have not gotten that much gaming time in, but I did make a little more progress in Horizon. I'm up to 92% game completion.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Basically, all I have left, other than a few more side quests, is just all main story quests from here on out. And of course, I wouldn't dream of spoiling anything, but Steve, I messaged you about something that just happened in the quest Gemini that I did not see coming. My heart still hurts from it. It still hurts.
There are so many good moments in this game. I stand by the fact it tells one of the best stories of, like, in any game I've ever played.
I love it.
The way the kind of stakes continue to build on each other and escalate. I'm like, I don't know where you go from here. They very clearly set up a third game, and I'm just like, but how? Like, how are you going to? Yeah. Without spoiling anything, it's just like, I don't know how you would deal with any threat larger than the one Aloy faces off against in Forbidden West. It just, at that point, I'm like, okay, we're about to go into some like kill level stuff here.
I'm so excited because I've heard some people talk about how the direction where the story seems to be going to the third game could be controversial. I don't know what that means. Some people seem to not love where it's going. I have no context for it. I have my suspicions, but I can't wait. Either way. And and one thing I love about Forbidden West story is if you're a huge fan of Zero Dawn like I was, regardless of whether they did have this planned out from the get-go, and they probably didn't. Maybe they had like the brief or the general outline planned out, but it feels like they did. This feels like such a natural extension of the lore from the first game. It doesn't feel like it's tacked on or like they thought of something after the fact. It feels so natural.
I will say the difference here is that there's no mistaking that wherever the inevitable third game goes, there's no mistaking that they've planned for it this time.
Yeah.
Like they foreshadow probably the opening of the third game really hard at the end of this. At the end of Forbidden
interesting.
West.
Okay.
I mean, they talked about the Forbidden West a few times.
They did
in Zero Dawn. So there might have been a little bit of planning.
And they also talk about who the enemies end up being in Forbidden West without saying anything. They talk about that and kind of it's like it's in the background of the first game, but then it's pushed to the fore for the second game. It feels very natural and it's very cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love this game. It is definitely my game of the year so far still.
Yeah, an easy choice for me. I'm excited to see. I mean, the rest of the year seems kind of barren. Honestly,
so far it does.
I take offense to that. There's a lot of crap coming out this summer that I want to play.
Well, July especially. There's Klonoa and Liva, which I'm excited for.
And Xenoblade 3 and Soul Hackers 2 and
that's fair. Like Soul Hackers 2 isn't really on my radar. I definitely don't have Derek's level of passion and commitment to that series. But Xenoblade 3, I'm all in on. I need to play that. But that's probably like the last game that I know about that I'm excited for. That I can.
Shredder's Revenge, man.
I know this. Is that confirmed for this year? Did we get a date?
Well, I mean, it could always be delayed, but we don't have a date, but we have a period, summer.
Right. Sorry, I don't.
Very late summer.
I subscribe to the notion that you just don't ever pin your hopes on games with just a release year.
Sure. Yeah, and it's already been delayed several times.
With Starfield, we had a release date, and they were like, "Nope, push it."
That's true. So. I do think, though, I have a feeling Shredder's Revenge will make it out this year. Will it make summer? Maybe not, but I do think it's going to be this year.
I feel like you're right.
We'll at least get the compilation.
The compilation, the Cowabunga collection for sure. I think we'll get both, though. I think so. And also, actually, another game that we're going to be talking about a little later today that I'm excited about, I think, hopefully, is MultiVersus. I want to get into that closed alpha with you, Steve, because I want to know how excited for it I should be.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I think we all need to keep our hopes low.
Oh, yeah, exactly. This just feels like another Nick situation. Maybe a little bit better, but...
It doesn't feel quite that sad. Like, I feel like there's more budget behind this. There are voices, there's a proper production budget behind this game, right? Whereas Nick Brawl, which is getting 3 more characters throughout the year, still doesn't have voice acting. God, this game needs it so badly.
I think WB should have played to their strengths and just pulled NetherRealm in for this. Like, make it a full on gritty as hell 2D fighter, and I'd be all. Oh yeah,
just rip out Bugs Bunny's heart. That's what the kids love.
Well, they have. I mean, they've even inserted Shaggy into Mortal Kombat animation, so there's no telling how crazy they want to get.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, other than that, though, I just had so little time for gaming this week, with it being my wife's birthday, as well as just my day job stuff and keeping GVG Patreon stuff managed. But I did see Juan Delgado. I saw what she said. I'm not quite done with Horizon yet, but because there's not a whole lot I'm looking forward to until July that I can think of, you know what? I might do it. I might actually play my first Soulsborne game and check out Elden Ring. It's not my thing, I don't think, but you know what? I can't ignore it. I can't ignore it. I got to give it a chance. And
I didn't think it was mine either, and it turned out to be a blast.
So I think I got to give it a shot. I do. And yeah, exactly. July has Klonoa. So I think until July, I'm good. But then once July hits, we got Klonoa and Live Alive.
June has Fire Emblem and
June has Fire Emblem 3 Hopes. That's true.
Ooh, wow. How did I forget about that?
There's also Mario Strikers, although that's something I'm mostly getting for us to play together, not something I would go for by myself as much.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But Derek, what about you, man? Have you been playing anything after finishing your gargantuan?
I am so happy to say that I have been able to play stuff now that I am done with Shin Megami Tensei. And even before that, I just want to say I have been reading every single comment on that video, which is something I do not do, but it is so kind, and that is that is so nice to see after all that work. I think it's almost up to 40K. It might be at 40K at this point, which is amazing growth. It just staying so consistent, and I just truly appreciate that. But yeah, now that that's done, I have a little bit more time to play with. I'm not just trying to get this out of my, trying to get this all done. And that means I got to return to Final Fantasy XIV with Amy, because while I was working on SMT, she managed with her old character to reach where I was, where I left off in Heaven's Ward. So now we've been playing through that together, and that's been a lot of fun to just actually be able to play together, experience the story together, run dungeons together when it comes to that time. It's just been a lot of fun. And I just streamed a big moment in Heaven's Ward as I'm getting close to the end of that one. And dang, it's only Heaven's Ward, and I know it gets heavier as it goes on, but I'm telling you, Ash, it's a good story. It is, dude.
I believe you. But I need a pocket universe to be able to play an MMO at this point. I could.
You are 100%ing Forbidden West. How long did that take you?
But it's a single player game that I can move on from and be like, I'm done. I'll move on to the next thing. MMOs never stop asking for that kind of time commitment from you, and I just don't have it. It's not that I don't want to play it. I just I don't feel like I can. And if I did play it, I would have to do that instead of playing the single player games I want to play, probably.
Right. And that's it's just me balancing it out, because it's fun. Yeah. It's something I can play with Amy. I am generally interested. It's some of the best Final Fantasy stuff I've encountered in years. So
wow,
there's that aspect. It's just sort of fun. I don't know what else I'll be playing. I'll be going on vacation, soon, so I'll be able to play something else. I'll be able to play something else. I just don't know what. There's just such a wide range. I'm mostly, if I'm playing something, it's going to be for upcoming videos at this point. Honestly, if I had to guess, the next game I'm going to be able to really sit down and play, to really carve out time and just go for it, is going to be Xenoblade 3. Maybe Live Alive. I want to go to Live Alive, but I don't know how that is all going to end up. I am praying it's not going to happen. I just know it's not going to happen, but I'm praying that Nintendo smiles upon us and gives us an early copy, so I have a chance of getting Xenoblade done on time. But yeah, it's Xenoblade 3, maybe getting through Soul Hackers 2, and just see what I can do.
I have been reminded by our live audience patron chat, various folks within it, that June actually also has Omori and Sonic Origins, both of which I will be clearing time for, especially Omori, because I've heard so many incredible things about that game over the months now, over a year. And I know that it's right up my alley. Everybody has told me it is. So don't worry, everybody out there saying, but what about Omori, Ash? Yes, you've reminded me. Omori is a huge, huge priority for me in June. So I apologize for forgetting about that. But yes, I'm very much looking forward to playing that game.
To answer your question, Ditto M, I plan on playing both Mario Strikers and Fire Emblem Warriors. I loved Fire Emblem Warriors, the original one, and I think you meant Three Hopes. But
Three Hopes.
Yeah, I definitely plan on playing that. Three Houses was probably my second favorite Fire Emblem game ever, behind Awakening. And Strikers looks like good fun. Like, it looks like just a, I think it will be kind of similar to Mario Tennis in the fact that it's really fun at the outset, but kind of burns quickly.
Hard to say because this is level 5 and not.
Oh, well, that's true. It's not Camelot.
Yeah, it's not Camelot. I mean, nothing against Camelot, obviously. But...
True, but it does mean, mechanically it'll be a bit different. Or next level. Jeez, we're all over the place. It's Friday. We're all tired.
Whatever.
Level 5 would be interesting to let them make a...
Oh, God.
Get Jibanyan and... Wait, am I thinking Factor 5? God, I'm...
No. You're
Okay.
you're right.
You're right.
All right.
Factor 5, I believe, is who made Rogue Squadron.
Why are there so many 5s and levels in
I
game
know.
studio names?
One thing I should mention about what I've been playing before we move on is I've not been playing it a bunch, but I have had more sessions of Rocket League lately as part of our Fight a Founder Patron tier. I played Rocket League with both Becca and our sponsor for today's episode, Eddie, the Game Orb. And it's not like I play Rocket League a lot, but I have noticed that for whatever reason, my skill in that game has increased significantly. Even just yesterday, when I played Rocket League with Becca, I scored 7 goals, I think, in one game.
Dang.
And I don't know what it is. I was never that good at it, and I'm still not, I'm nowhere near pro, but I'm actually pretty decent at it now. And I don't know where that happened or when that happened, but I'll take it. I love Rocket League.
What console are you playing on? This is important.
PS5.
Never mind.
Wait, why?
Well, on Xbox, Rocket League runs at 120 FPS, and it actually really, really does help. Like with
I thought it
tracking the
does
ball.
on PS5 as well. Wasn't
Maybe
that
it does.
also?
In which case,
I think it does.
Your skill bump is fake.
That's No, I think they added that option to the PS5 version, if I remember correctly.
Oh, maybe
they
did.
It on. So that's
it is
probably
really one thing Microsoft does a much better job at is advertising which of their games use those features.
Yeah.
Because I can never tell with PlayStation like they just introduced a variable refresh rate, which should make all your games look smoother. I have no clue what games support it though.
Right.
It's yeah, sure. But, Cornflakes, yeah. PS5 can do 120 FPS on a supported television, but they didn't introduce... It's been around since launch, but I think the only game that supported it for the longest time was Devil May Cry 5.
Right.
And that was like it. Rift Apart has like a weird super performance mode. I don't think it's quite 120 FPS. I think it's something weird like 80 or 90. Like,
isn't it like it's 40 FPS, but it's 120. It's like... I don't remember exactly what the terminology is, but it's running at 40 FPS, but I think it works for 120 hertz refresh displays. And it makes it look incredible because I tried it and I was like, I don't know all the technical wizardry that makes what I'm looking at so amazing, but it's really cool looking.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Nice.
But to go back to the skill thing real quick, like I can tell you from experience that the higher frame rate does make it easier in like multiplayer games. Like I played Gears of War 5, which is not at all my game, but I played it in multiplayer, and I turned on the 120 FPS when I was testing the Series X at launch, when like I was one of the only people that had the game and a TV, and I was killing like everybody. I somehow like I went from middling to terrible player to like scoring the top amount of kills in every game I played. And I was like, I feel so guilty because I know it's not me. It's just that I can see them so much more clearly now.
That makes a lot more sense than me because I feel like I suddenly have so much more control over what I'm doing with my car, and that I'm just like, I just feel like I have much finer control over what I'm doing, that I'm making plays that I could never make before.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad I know why now.
Oh, yeah. Nick played Rocket League at my house a couple days ago because he doesn't have a 120 hertz television.
Oh.
And I mean, it's a combination of the fact that he was playing at my level, so he was matchmaking with people as bad as me. But he was also playing on my TV, and I felt bad for all the people he matched up against. He was blowing people out like 7 or 8 to 1. And he's like, it's like I don't even have to try. And I was like, yeah.
He's really good at Rocket League.
Yeah, Nick consistently gets to like the top rank in every season. He gets like diamond or whatever. Like, they should probably just give him a car at this point.
Caitlin says he was blowing people, Steve. I'm adding the 2022 part, but Steve, 2022.
Put it on a shirt.
Well, is there anything else you guys want to talk about that you've been playing or doing recently, or shall we move on to a couple of key news topics?
No, it's time.
Yeah. All right. Well, as you all noticed, this episode is titled The MultiVersus of Madness, and that is because there is some MultiVersus news to talk about. Again, we don't know quite how excited to actually be about this game yet. We'll see. But hopefully we'll find out kind of soon, because Steve and I have both already signed up for the closed alpha test they just announced that's going to be running from May 19th to 27th. And Steve, I believe you already have been accepted, right? Because you know certain people?
I cannot talk about it because I'm under,
fair enough.
I'm under NDA, but I can say that, I'll be playing the alpha. That's about all I think I can say. But.
Fair enough. I am crossing my fingers I get in there with you, because I really, really want to play it and check it out. You know me, I'm the Smash guy of the GVG crew, and I know obviously MultiVersus is no Smash, but it's still a Smash-like game with this wild, ridiculous cast of characters. So I hope I get in. I really want to. WB, if you're watching, and I know you do every week, please, bring me into the alpha test. But not only is the game getting an alpha test, it's also going to be at EVO, which is kind of cool. Obviously, the game won't even be out by EVO, probably, but it's going to be at EVO as part of a 2v2 tournament. I believe it's going to be 32 team payout, $100,000 prize pool, 2v2 tournament. Yeah, right? And that's pretty cool. I will not be competing because I know I won't be as good as the pros, but it'll be cool. I'll be at EVO. Yeah, and I mean, look, Smash isn't going to be at EVO, and Nick Brawl sure isn't, so it'll be nice to be able to see a Smash-like game played at EVO. And I don't know, I have guardedly high hopes for this game. I hope guardedly high hopes. That's why I said guarded, because I'm disappointed. I won't be.
I hope you're just let me down. It's the fact that it's guarded high hopes, not guarded hopes.
Fair enough.
I guess the word high is the one that's bothering me here.
Guarded hopes is a better way to put it. I think for me, it's just that this game clearly has more development muscle behind it in terms of funding, really, right? So that doesn't mean the game will be good. Yeah, it doesn't mean the game will be good. But, I do think Nick Brawl, there is the skeleton of a good game there, but it just had no funding behind it to give it what it needed to really excel. Is the skeleton of a game as good as Smash? No, not even close, but still fun.
I think there's the skeleton of an okay game there. I mean, because I think there are some things that are really fundamental to a game that is trying to be like Smash, and the feeling of movement and combat is really high on that list, and Nick does not come at all close.
Completely agree, especially the hit impacts, like the hitting other characters just doesn't feel as good as it does in Smash. The sound effects of the impact, the feel of the impact, I agree, doesn't feel nearly as good. But yeah, back to MultiVersus, hoping for the best. But yeah, you can sign up for the closed alpha right now on their website if you would like to. There's going to be quite a bit of content available. Characters include Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, Shaggy, Bugs, Arya Stark, Jake the Dog, Finn the Human, Steven Universe, Garnet, Tom and Jerry, and the all-new character Rain Dog. And some of those will have to be unlocked as you play the closed alpha. They will not all be unlocked from the beginning. And there are a few stages, too. The Batcave, Tree Fort from Adventure Time, Scooby's Haunted Mansion, Trophy's Edge, whatever that is, Classic 3 platform, which is just Battlefield, and Training Room. And you can play 2v2, 1v1, 4-player free-for-all, and practice mode. So this is a fairly beefy alpha, all things considered. And I really want to get my hands on it. I want to see how this game feels to play. Because as we know, Nick Brawl didn't do it for us.
I mean, the nice thing here is that it is going to be a free-to-play game, but how that gets monetized, that's the big question. Yeah. Like, okay, we can play it and not have to put money into it in order to see if we actually like it. But if we do like it, then all of a sudden we have to deal with
whatever the monetization model is. Yeah, and I feel like that's going to be where it gets gross.
Yeah,
like I feel like it's hard to do a fighting game without Like, a free-to-play fighting game is not something that's really been tried and been successful. I think Seth Killian, who worked briefly on PlayStation All-Stars, and before that was like one of the founders of EVO, worked on a game called Rising Thunder that was also designed to be a free-to-play fighting game with simplified Smash-like controls, and it just never got off the ground. It folded before it ever came out.
Wasn't Killer Instinct free to play, or am I misremembering?
Killer Instinct was initially a purchase, I believe, and then I think Killer Instinct went free to play like at season 2 or something. I could be wrong on that. I don't remember fully, but I do remember that they sold characters individually, I think is how they monetized that. And then they sold season passes that would get you all the characters. And I thought it was kind of neat because you could, if you didn't want a character, was Killer Instinct never free to play? Oh, it was a demo. That's what it was. Okay.
Was that what it was?
Caitlin in our chat is saying that it had like a free to play demo, but you had to pay for the full game. Okay. Yeah, like I said, that early Xbox One days are a bit hazy. And Brawlhalla is free to play, but
right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is Rivals of Ether also free to play? I can't remember.
I mean, this model does work very well for fighting games, just because, you know, every fighting game has DLC at this point, and more characters, stages, stuff like that. It's just kind of a good fit for this, because kind of DLC was a thing even back on the SNES. Yeah, you had Street Fighter, but now you need Super Street Fighter if you want the new characters.
Yep.
Right. And I think Ditto M really hits on it here, and this is what I agree with, saying I hope it's just skins. I think they were leaks that it would be stat boost for the characters a la Smash 4 Customs. If so, ugh. And yeah, that's what it comes down to. If you're paying for, you know, premium stat boosts for characters that'll give you a competitive advantage over everybody else, that's bullshit. That
Agreed.
Alone would ruin the game for me. But if it is just really cool costumes and skins and alternate voice packs and stuff, okay, you know, I can get behind that. Will I buy a lot of those? Probably not. But for specific characters, sure. I mean, look, if the Animaniacs get in this game, I'm going to have to play it no matter what, because that's just cool as hell. That's just cool as hell. I mean, come on. I can play as my dad in a fighting game. I mean, yeah, come on. But yeah, so MultiVersus is happening at EVO, and there's a closed alpha. Really hope I get into it. I do have to ask, because it's on a semi-related note, Derek, Steve, did you guys hear about the Nick Brawl announcement this morning?
I did.
Yes.
I did.
And man, I want to care because I'm finally getting Rocco. Rocco's coming out this fall. I really wanted him in the base roster. That's cool. Hugh Neutron, I know there's a lot of mimetic quality there. Happy for all the Hugh fans. Yeah,
Jenny's good. I mean,
Jenny's out
they're
today.
All good choices. That's the thing.
They're good choices. Yeah, but like when I consider the fact that they have said they've suggested voice acting's coming, but it's just when I think of how unpolished the game is to begin with, and the fact that maybe we still won't even have voices by the time Rocco arrives, it just undercuts my excitement for it. I want to care about this game. I want to be excited that Rocco's coming, but I just can't muster the hype yet, or ever maybe. I think a lot of it will come down to, if they do add voice acting for a game with Nickelodeon characters, that's a big, all these all-star cartoon characters, that's a big addition, and that would bring me back. But failing that, I don't know. I might get the DLC pack, or I might just get Rocco.
I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off for you. The game sucks. Like, no matter how many good characters they add to it, I'm never going to give them money, because I don't like the game.
No,
I'm actively mad that I spent, like, what, $40 on that game?
Something like that.
Never again.
I mean, we also paid for Fight Crab, and that was awful.
Hey, look, Fight Crab was at least hilarious.
Man, I don't know. I think I regret the $20 I spent on Fight Crab more than, however, the $40 I spent on Nick Brawl. I'm just saying. I mean,
no.
I will have a better crab-based game coming. So
that's true. We do.
We have Crabsborn or whatever.
Crabsborn. Yeah. No, that'll. I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. But yeah, so Jenny, Hugh, and Rocco are coming this year, hopefully alongside some other quality of life updates. We'll see. True. I don't dislike the game quite as much as you, Steve, but it's not great. And I
want to address Ditto M says I don't like Smash, and that's correct. Like, I'm not a big Smash fan, but I can at least recognize that Smash is a well put together game. And I think that's the difference between, like, I don't like Nick All-Stars Brawl because it's in my mind, just another Nick game. And Nickelodeon loves to take popular Nintendo games and then do their own take on it that's like incredibly subpar in comparison. Look at their kart racing game. It's clearly trying to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And here's a little inside baseball story for you. I was tapped to do an ad for Nickelodeon's Kart Racer because I am one of the few people in the gaming industry who has children old enough to play that game. And I sat down and they're like, okay, here are the rules for the ad. And they're like, you can't mention Mario Kart at all. Mm-hmm. You can't, and because of that, you can't obviously say that there's a better kart racing game, you know? And I was like, okay, makes sense. It's a commercial. And I sat down and I was like, okay, Avery, they want you to play this game. And she sits down and the first words out of her mouth are, this is way worse than Mario Kart.
Oh, too good.
And I had to email them back and I'm like, look, we can't do it. There's no way I can get my kid to be that fake.
Oh, that's so funny.
Whoops.
Oh, man, that's so good. I love it. Well, let's see. There is a little more news to talk about today. The other main thing we were going to talk about today, based on the thumb, is Sega's new plan. I don't know if it's actually new, but their plan to, as they say, leverage their IPs with quote-unquote remasters, remakes, and reboots. And there's a lot of potential here. I put Knights on the Thumb for that reason. It does.
Not too much hope. I don't know.
That's the thing. Is like there's so much potential here. I know Steve and you and I in particular, we fucking adore Sega, especially Legacy Sega.
Yes.
But I don't know if I trust modern Sega to do what they need to do this right.
No, they're not.
I want to, but I don't.
Well, hold on. So anytime I hear Sega talk about leveraging their IPs, it just fills me with like rage because they had consoles. These guys made consoles. Some of you are literally too young to even remember that they did that, but they did, and they didn't leverage their IPs then. Well, I don't believe they're going to do it now. When was the last Shinobi? It was on the PlayStation 2. When was your last Fantasy Star that was an RPG? It was on the Sega Genesis.
The last Knights game was on the Wii, and it wasn't even very good.
Yeah.
Bolt Mouse X says, remember Sakura Wars? That at least did get something recently.
Yeah. And to be fair, Shinobi did have a 3DS game, but it was terrible. It's just Sega has never had a strong track record for utilizing their IPs. Where's Alex Kidd? Where's Fantasy Zone?
Well, Alex Kidd did get that kind of weird remaster recently, which wasn't
kind of like giving their IPs to others that kind of do stuff with it. So
and that's my hope. But again, Ditto Ebb hitting it right on the head. Unless it's Sonic or Yakuza, or if you want to bring Atlas into that persona, then we're not really getting a whole lot of output from Sega that isn't considered safe at this point. Like, they did a new Choo Choo Rocket, but they stranded it on Apple Arcade. Why, Sega? My cohorts are frozen. Hold on, fellas. Hold on, fellas. I love you guys so much. Something happened to Video Ninja. Hi, everyone in Streamland. I'm Steve, and I'm by myself. I'm not really by myself. Ash and Derek are right here, but for some reason, you guys can't hear or see them. No, it looks great in the studio interface, but for some reason on OBS, you guys show as like disconnected, and I'm trying to figure that one out. Sega silenced you guys. Let's see. Not yet. Give me. I'm trying a different scene here. I'm showing everybody their own pets while I try to figure this out. Don't worry, guys. There's more GVGcast to come. Yeah, it's not going to be a Steamy Steve solo show. Not right now. You guys don't want to see that. It's 87 degrees in this office. It's quite steamy in a literal sense. Let me see what happens. Okay. Let's have one of you try to leave and come back. Ash, do you want to try to drop and come back in? Jason dancing. It's a pretty good gif. True. That did not do anything. Give me 1 sec here, folks. I'm gonna try something. Not at all. Yeah, it's weird. It shows that you're not it's showing me you're not connected. I think the OBS web browser crashed. I think that's what it is, because OBS employs like a web browser in the background, and that's what we use. Because we don't have another choice. Like, that's just how it parses URLs. So I'm trying to figure out how I can kill OBS's web browser without killing the stream. Let's see. Hold on, wait. I think I got it. I think I understand now. I'm pretty sure I understand it now. Sorry, folks. I'm doing a highly technical, weird thing that might blue screen my computer. Who knows? I'm digging. I'm reaching the bottom of the barrel, desperation wise here. All right. Okay. And now I'm gonna hide my two buddies here. And I'm indeed. How to rescue your own streams. Oh no, it's not working. Let me try something real quick here. I'm gonna do something that I wouldn't normally do. I am gonna copy Derek's out, and I'm gonna change it to youtube.com/GVGofficial. Oh god, it's definitely OBS, because I can render one of you guys out as GVG instead. I have alternate plans, so it's Video Ninja being weird. Because it's just giving me like a person icon. How do we solve that? All right, folks, just a moment. Yeah, I know, Single Vibes Gaming Show. Derek is now the GVG website. No, I can actually do something neat with this. Let me try something here. I am going to copy these out into a notepad so I can remember what the actual URLs are for the next episode. But then I'm going to copy Derek's solo link, and I'm going to put it here. I'm going to see what happens. That didn't work, so that's the same problem. So yeah, Video Ninja is experiencing an issue. We may have to flip over to Discord. If you guys want to hop into Discord right now, I'll get that up and running. Folks, we'll be right back. We're not ending the stream. I promise. You're just listening to me troubleshoot an issue live. All right. Hello, you handsome bastards. I can't hear y'all, but yes, I can hear you. All right, give me just a moment. Wow, there's two of me. Okay, give me just a moment here. Sorry, folks, I'm working on this. Oh boy. You guys are watching like a cataclysm unfold. They cannot hear you yet. I'm going to put you guys on, though. I think I have desktop audio still on here. No, I sure don't. Okay. Audio, output capture. We're doing this as it's said on Fox News. Fuck it. We're doing it live. All right. Hey, sometimes you need double the fun. All right, everybody should be able to hear you now, and I'm still working on getting everything else.
Hopefully you can hear us. For those of you who are wondering about the...
hopefully.
No.
Can they not hear you?
I hear somebody says I hear them, and somebody says they see me.
There's no way they see you. Oh, well, they see like your curtain.
There's like a little sliver. I'm
they
trying
can
to see
hear
if
us.
I can lean in that way. It's like,
oh, so it's to your right. Okay, perfect. Look at Derek. Yeah.
The Twin Steves. That should be a remake of MGS2.
It is. All right, I got sexy Derek up on the screen here. There's nothing I can do about that at the moment.
I'm leaning. Okay, you're gonna have to reset me, Steve, because I was trying to be creepy.
And we can see Derek's sensual shoulder, says Meerpat.
Sensual shoulder Derek. All right, hold on. I think I know what this is. There's probably a filter on. Yep, there sure is. Okay, now I've got Derek, the smoke show Bittner. All right. Let's see. Thank you for your patience, folks. We're getting this all sorted out. I swear you'll see Ash's lovely visage here in just a moment.
Damn you, Sega.
Yeah,
Aramis says, I can't believe Twin Steves is $100 on GameCube.
Listen, if you want two Steves, all you gotta do is ask, baby.
I think it was, what was it? I saw a Shadow Hearts game in a old game store going for $100. I'm like, oh my god.
Speaking of Shadow Hearts, that trademark has that's been trademarked to Japan by Universal, leading to hopes that the Shadow Hearts games will appear on PlayStation's upcoming new PlayStation Plus tier, bringing in PS2 games. Please, because Shadow Hearts is so good.
They're expensive as well. So that'd be also
very
really
much
good.
like to play those games. All right, this is as good as we're getting on short notice.
Ash is coming in very loud, though. I will say that.
Let me try to lower Ash on Discord. That's the best I can do.
I mean, I lowered him myself, but I don't know why he's coming in so loud personally.
I'll just start talking quietly.
I mean, Ash, it really could be on your side because your audio mic issues. You want to double check on that?
I mean, I'm definitely...
No, he's all good now. I lowered him, and now he's coming in.
I'm just going to lower myself because he is just freaking loud for me.
Yeah, I put him to 80, and that seemed to work. All right, folks, we are here. Somehow we recovered a little bit,
about that,
I
everybody.
think.
Thank you for fixing the Steve on your end, or fixing the stream on your end, Steve.
I have two kids. I'm definitely not fixed.
Yeah. But we're back. You guys stuck
be.
with us. We still have 240 people watching. Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching me panic.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about how we don't trust in Sega to actually put their money where their collective mouth is, and utilize their incredible back catalog of IPs. And that's still true.
Yeah, Sega has never been a company that respected their own legacy, and they're not going to start.
How many companies out there respect their entire legacy?
Well, that's true.
When's the last time we've got a Final Fight game? When's the last time we got anything from Konami? When's the last time we got some of the classic series from EA?
The only difference that I would call out here is that we were having these complaints about Sega as early as the 32-bit era. Like, hey, Sega, where the hell is this? Where's Sonic, Sega? It's just like, he's skipping this generation. He's all tuckered out from running.
Right.
Sega is a very weird company when it comes to what they choose to publish. And I do feel like they've just kind of become the Sonic, Yakuza, and Megaten house, essentially. It feels like they don't really have a ton of interest in pushing out a whole lot more.
Right. By the way, Steve, Patron chat is still frozen. You may be aware of that. But
listen,
humorously,
y'all,
it is frozen on Classy Mudkip saying, "Oh my fucking god, that's
the best place." How did it even freeze? We didn't even touch that. OBS, you. I know why. Because I was sitting here randomly killing things, trying to make you guys reappear, and I think I killed the chat.
Oh, that's not good.
That's okay. I can fix it. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, maybe I can't. Holy hell, that is frozen. Jeez. Let's refresh it. That's not a good sign. Okay, there we go. Eyeballs and skulls. I didn't kill y'all. I just froze y'all in time for a little bit.
I mean, it's Friday the 13th. Who wouldn't want to get slashed?
Exactly.
Just had to slash some web browsers.
We did have a couple other things to talk about, but because this kind of derailed us a bit, we should probably move on to our Patron topics pretty soon.
There's also a lot of super chats.
I'm going to read out.
Also, 1, 2, 3, not it. I've got to pick my topic.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, one thing I'll say is for the fellow Fall Guys fans out there, there's a big announcement coming on Monday, probably showing off Season 7, announcing the Switch version, announcing the game going to free to play. New Fall Guys content. Very exciting.
It's definitely Season 7 and Switch. They actually said already news is coming for Xbox and Switch fans. So.
Oh, okay. That's what it had to be that. And apparently Season 7 is going to be called Season S1. And it's actually going to be like a punched up version of the original Season 1 with new games and stuff. But I guess they're not actually calling it Season 7. At least that's what the rumors tell us. We'll see what happens. Yeah, but not speaking of super chats, but we do need to read out some more super chats before we move on to the final segment of the show. And let me go find out where we are. There are so many. You guys are so generous. Okay, here we go. We're going to rapid fire these. The Mock with $5. Thank you. Hey, guys, I've never seen the show live before. I've been watching you guys for at least a decade. Much love to you all.
Wow.
We're getting the true experience because for some reason, it's never us. I want to say that. It's never us, usually. It's these programs.
Yeah.
Like video just happened to...
Like video, OBS, they love to screw us. We can't say why. Yeah, YouTube loves to screw us.
And it's almost always when we're talking bad about a publisher. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, exactly.
Suspicious.
So, yeah. Thank you, The Mock, and thank you for following us for so long. That is incredibly kind of you. Next up is $10 from our good friend Mwape Mulinga. Thank you. First, join the Scarlet Witch cult as she's awesome. Second, holy shit, Nick All-Stars Brawl fucking made memes come true. And third, can we get Chalk Zone up in this Nick All-Stars Brawl? I'm sorry to say, I don't know. I'm not familiar with Chalk Zone.
I ever seen Chalk Zone? It was an interesting art style.
It's probably after my Nickelodeon era,
probably.
Right? I kind of stopped at Rocco and Hey Arnold and that.
Yeah, definitely after your time.
Yeah, like I kind of faded out of Nick when SpongeBob was a thing. That's kind of was my the end of my. Yeah, I know, right? Thank you, Mwape. Next is RecBC, our good friend RecBCQ with $5. Thank you. I don't know if you saw, but my grandmother died recently. I don't want to ruin the mood, but some well wishes for my family would mean a lot to me. Well, of course, you can have all the well wishes, all the good vibes. I'm very sorry for your loss, Rec. That is a very difficult thing to go through, especially if you were close with her. So we're all very sorry for your loss, and we're sending you all the best vibes we can going into the weekend, you and your family.
Absolutely. I lost my grandma a few years ago, and I know what you're going through, man. It sucks.
It's tough.
It's nobody likes it. Sorry.
$5 from Lizard81288. Thank you very much. YouTube is testing out a members feature similar to subscribing on Twitch. It's still in infancy, but will you be opting into that once it rolls out? I've heard only the most cursory glance about this. Yeah, I think we do.
Like, I think to be clear, I think we can enable it if we want to, but we haven't. That's to be clear. I'm not saying like, oh, it's already up there. The problem is, and from a business standpoint, I don't know what the hell we'd offer. Like, I don't. I guess you could get. I think the common things are like chat emotes on the YouTube side and stuff like that, and I think that's kind of cool. But I just haven't had time to look into it, and I mean, maybe.
We also want to like make sure we strike a nice balance between what we offer and all the ways we monetize it. We don't want to just come off as we're going to monetize you every possible way we can. It's like why we don't monetize the post show. It's for patrons only. They're already paying for it. We're not going to monetize that on top of it, right? So there's that. There's also super thankses, which also I think we also just enabled, which I don't know.
That's like if you just want to like tip on a comment. I think it's like doing a super chat on a scripted video, essentially.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't even think I realized that was a thing.
Yeah, it's brand new. They just turned it on for us. Like we didn't even ask for it. They just were like, "Hey, you guys did a Raid Shadow Legends ad. Here's super thanks. Like, you must like money." But yeah, so that's one of those things. But I agree. I wish we could just. I wish Patreon and YouTube would work together. That would be the ideal thing for me, to where we could offer YouTube perks by you subbing to us on Patreon.
That'd be good.
That would be so cool. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the two shall never meet. They're like ships passing in the night.
Yeah. RecBCQ is back with $5 more. Thank you so much. I feel like I keep on making super chats about my problems. I'm sorry about that. You all just make me feel better. Don't even apologize. Don't even think about apologizing.
No, don't
That's
worry
what
about
we're
it.
here for. We're here to make you feel better and spread all those good vibes, man. And you need those today. So don't ever apologize for being honest. And hey, life is hard. People go through tragic things. That's okay. And we're glad you're honest with us about it. And we're glad that you trust us and we can help you with that and just help you get through your day. So no apologies necessary. All the good vibes, Rec. Thank you. Jason Uloa with $5. Thank you, Jason. My kids had their birthday yesterday and we're having the actual party tomorrow. They are 13 now. The teenage years begin. Oh, man.
Good luck.
I have no experience raising kids or teenagers, so I can't say anything, but I've heard I remember being a teenager. I wouldn't have wanted to raise me as a teenager, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah. Amy's oldest has turned 13, and it's funny just thinking back to when I first met him, how much his voice has dropped. It's like, oh God.
No, I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's very strange. So you'll yeah.
I'm
used to
waiting.
that. Even just beyond how they act, just how they look and see. It's like, the change. That's the weird thing.
I'm just waiting for Avery to start hating me, being like, "You're so embarrassing, Dad."
Yeah.
How has she not done that already?
She probably has. My dad talks about video games on the internet. He sucks.
See, that should make you really, if anything, cooler than any other dad. I mean, you talk about video games on the internet.
I try. I feel like I would have liked having me as a dad, but I don't know what kids like.
You'd think
days.
that, but they also rebel. Like I'm just waiting
That's
for
true.
video games suck. I'm gonna play sports.
Yeah,
if I ever had kids, I know they would be jocks. Yeah, totally.
She's gonna be like, "Look at you, Dad. I'm gonna be the antithesis to you. I'll be a doctor and an accountant." Be like, "Gotcha, bitch."
It was a long play all along.
Exactly.
As some of you know, my wife right now works in the LA public school system, and some of the kids she works with, they know that her husband is a gaming YouTuber essentially, and they all were like, "Oh my God, coolest guy ever! He must be a millionaire. He must be a billionaire. He's a gaming YouTuber."
Because they think about the biggest ones every time. They think about the guys that make those millions of views every episode.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? Keep on believing that. But if only it were true. If only it were true.
No, I'm one of the broke ones. Do you still want to hang out?
$1.99 from one of my favorite names to say, Splubber. Sub GV Gang, Steve, Elden Ring update. Where are you at?
I beat the game, man. I rolled credits. I went up to. I even fought Milena. Is that it? Is that the right? Why am I asking you guys?
Sounds like Mortal Kombat.
I've seen Melania trend.
Melania,
I thought it was a Trump thing, and then
she's. I smoked her, man. So I got her katana, and then I went and I fought the big Nyanya at the end and kicked its ass, and then they were like, "You want to start New Game Plus?" And I was like, "No," and I turned the console off. So
you're not gonna be like Arlo and She Says, who've replayed it 6 times apparently.
Jeez.
I don't know how, with the quality of content they put out, how they find the time for that. I was I need them to teach me their secrets. I'm like, I love you guys. You're wonderful people. Did God extend how long time lasts for you guys? Like, I don't understand.
Exactly. Klaxon with $9.99. Thank you, sir. Strange, the accented E isn't available for Gen 5 Pokemon nicknames. Wanted to nickname my ideal Zorua Arsane, even breeding to get Memento and Dark Pulse on it. Have to use Gen 6 for that. I think the only person who knows anywhere close enough to what you're talking about is Derek here. I mean, I like Pokemon, but I don't
basically, they're trying to get their Zorua to be, I can't never pronounce that name, to be like Joker's persona in Persona 5.
That's kind of
with moves that match that. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
It's cute.
Thank you, Klaxon, and we would love seeing your name in chat every time. Thank you very much for all your generosity. Next, Scar the Dragon again with $2 more. Thank you so much. What was that one moment where Mario got serious? If we're not going to go with real life Mario and the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, then I'm going to say Super Mario Galaxy, when Mario has to head to the center of the universe to save his beloved. That was when Mario got serious for me in a cool way. I really liked it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I was going to mention Galaxy, but I was going to mention that sad-ass backstory that Rosalina's got.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Rosalina's backstory, too.
Depressing.
Yeah,
it's like the everybody
Galaxy
hurts of video games.
Yeah. I remember that first time I saw that story, and I was like, this is a Mario game?
Actually, which came out first, Super Paper Mario or Galaxy?
Super Paper Mario, for sure.
Then Super Paper Mario, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about Dementia and that whole thing.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if it's not Galaxy, then it would be Super Paper Mario. Honestly, though, actually, Thousand Year Door gets pretty intense at the end with what happens with the Shadow Queen and everything.
I guess not quite to the degree of.
No,
I think
not
it's
to the
still
degree
kind
of.
of
It's
fun.
not quite the same.
Yeah.
All right. Socrates Salkonen with €1, or sorry, almost €2. Thank you very much. Can't decide Xbox Series S or X. Help me, guys, from Finland. Well, thank you. All the way from Finland. Wow. And Steve will certainly be able to help out here as well. But I would say it really depends not only on your budget, but also on your display. What kind of TV do you have? If you have a TV that can take advantage of 4K and everything the Series X can do over the S, get a Series X. If not, Series S. What do you say, Steve?
I wouldn't go as far as everything because I think that puts a lot of people like there's like 5 TVs out there that can do all the things that the Series X can do.
Yeah.
But I would say if you have a 4K TV, then go ahead and get a Series X because then you'll at least play your games at the resolution they're running at. If you have, a 1080p TV or something in between, like a 1440p display or something like that, or even like you're hooking it up to a fancy computer monitor, I would say just get a Series S. It runs the games mostly as well. But if you're big on, frame rate changes, like if you're very attuned to those and you notice them, then the Series X is probably it for you. But I would say if you're rocking a 1080p TV, you're probably not super worried about that kind of stuff. So I agree with Ash. If you got 4K, get an X. If you don't, get a Series S.
Also, if you want discs.
Oh, true.
That too.
Right.
Good
Series
call,
S
Derek. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
so
one of those things I don't even think about anymore.
Right.
Well, I mean, I had to remember that because Becca very kindly sent me the S, and I was like, "All right, no discs." And I mean, I still need to actually get Game Pass, but I'm hoping that Microsoft is like, "Oh, by the way, here's the family plan, and we can all get in on that."
Yeah, I keep hoping that they're going to release one. Like who was it that reported on it? Bloomberg or somebody? And they're just like, "Oh yeah, it's coming," and I keep waiting and waiting.
Maybe it'll be announced during that summer thing.
I wonder
if we could all get in a family plan together. That would be the best.
That would be nice. Yeah. I mean, unlike Switch, my spots aren't all used up, so I could definitely add you guys to my family plan.
I know that's why Derek and I had to get on our own family plan with some other content creators because yours is already full up. So Derek and
I have so many humans that are attached to my family.
There's a
plan.
bunch.
Exactly.
Yeah. Who knows?
All right, last super chat for now so we can get on to the patron topics. Jacob Tucker with $5. Thank you so much. I was legit more excited about the voice actors announcing their involvement in Tiny Tina's Wonderland than the celebrities leading the charge.
That's fair.
That's fair. I don't know who the celebrities leading the charge were, but I love me some voice actors.
I know Will Arnett is in there.
Will Arnett is in there, but I think he does a really good job because he kind of channels that Lego movie energy into it.
Well, Will Arnett in general is
a legit voice actor at this point because he's done so many roles.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and Wanda Sykes is in it too, and she's honestly pretty funny. The only thing I would say about Wanda Sykes is that there's obvious points where she would more naturally curse, and she doesn't. And I'm like, oh, that takes me out of it. You should. Wait,
isn't it an M-rated game?
It is. I don't understand.
I don't understand why they pull back.
They surprisingly don't curse. I don't think I've heard a curse word in that game yet.
Huh.
That seems really surprising.
Well, that's like Persona, where they think it's rated M, but they only go as far as dams and maybe a few shits, and that's it.
Maybe a few shits, and that's it. That's an out of context moment. All right. Well, we definitely have been running late today because of some technical difficulties, but we do have the last segment of the show still to go, and that is, of course, a segment where we discuss topics suggested by our wonderful patrons at the producer tier and above. And if you want to find out more about that, head on over to patreon.com/gvgaming. Check out all of our tiers. But for now, we do have some topics to discuss. Derek, why don't you start us off, man?
All right. Mine comes from Vedron, who says, name a game you most want to have localized that is still yet to be, maybe aside from Mother 3. Playing Famicom Detective Club got me thinking about it recently. And I mean, me going through SMT, this is what kind of triggered mine. The one I'm like shocked it has not gotten a localization, even though apparently we were very close to it. Devil Summoner, the original Devil Summoner. That seems like it has such an interesting premise. It has that basis. We got Soul Hackers, which is the sequel to Devil Summoner, so why not get the original and get that remake, which I believe was on the PSP, same as the others. So there's even an updated version that you could do that for. So that'd be cool. Also, either Persona 2 Eternal Punishment for PSP. Why didn't that get localized? When we got Innocent Sin before. Also, I forgot about this, and it's a really good one. Electric Video Gamer, the Fortune Street on PS4 that was a crossover between Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. Yes, that.
Ooh.
God, I'm having a really hard time with this one. I'm not sure. I mean, Mother 3 is it for me. I bet you said other than Mother 3. So
I mean, I'm seeing a lot of good answers here. Classy Mudkip saying Fire Emblem 4.
Yeah. I would have said
really
Radical Dreamers, but we just got that. So
Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
Oh, that's probably the closest one for me would be Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Dragon
looking
Quest
at a few
10.
more. Yeah, I saw DQ 10. Oh, you know what? Well, it doesn't really need to be localized. I would say Terra Enigma, but it came out in the UK, so it's still technically in English. But Terra Enigma would have been nice to have at the time in the US. What about you, Steve? Any that stand out to you?
Mine is easy. So mine, it's also a game none of you are thinking about. Mine is Ranma 1/2, Treasure of the Red Cat Gang.
Dude, I'm thinking about that. You kidding me?
16-bit turn-based RPG set in the Ranma universe. So I played it as a kid, and obviously I didn't know enough Japanese to play it, but me and my brother muddled our way through until we beat the game, having no clue what the hell had happened. But the rough story is that the Red Cat Gang is trying to resurrect the Ghost Cat King, and Ranma, if you don't know, is deathly afraid of cats. He doesn't like cats.
Yep.
And their goal is to make felines the dominant species on Earth, because anime. And so so you basically just end up going through and fighting this gang, I assume. I don't know what the hell the story is. I bet there's a fan patch out, but I would love to have seen this get an official release. I know it'll never happen, but in the back of my brain, I'll always be hoping some of these like crusty ass 16-bit era licensed as hell RPGs get translated to English so I can play them and know what the hell was actually happening the whole time.
Dude, that's the one. I had completely forgotten about it, but yes, if for my own personal tastes, it would have been probably Great Ace Attorney, but we got those. Ace Attorney Investigations 2, great, but I played Investigations 1 and didn't really like it as much as the main series. But yeah, Ranma 1/2 RPG. Steve, I love Ranma just like you do. That would be it. The only other thing I can think of would be a proper localization of the Super Famicom version of Mega Man and Bass, because as we all know, the GBA version that got released here kind of sucks. So, not that the Super Nintendo version's it's not a great game, but it's not as bad as the GBA version. But yeah, it's Ranma 1/2 RPG.
Just to throw another one out there, just because it's on my mind, finally introducing Amy to Sailor Moon. Been watching an episode each night. I believe there's a pretty good RPG in that series. I think what is it, Another Story?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And localize that. Why not? We got the new Sailor Moon movie coming out. Do that.
Dude, I would love it. Those are the kind of games I would love to see on NSO. That would make my subscription worth it. Not that they'll ever do it, but I would love to see stuff like that.
Hey, because I was trying to look it up, and I say that there was a new localization, a second translation done for it that localized it a bit more. And it's one of those things like, just pay these guys for the localization and bring it out. What the heck? Why not? Can't be that expensive. It's already
Walker
done.
TL in our YouTube chat mentions Terra Enigma's English localization text is pretty buggy and needed one more editing check, which I believe, because Illusion of Gaia's localization was terrible as well. So Terra Enigma still, I guess, does rank up there too, then in that case. But yeah, man, getting an official localization of the Ranma RPG would be a dream come true. But as you said, Steve, there is less than zero chance of that ever happening. Yeah. All right. Steve, have you picked a topic yet, or should I go?
I did. And interestingly, mine came from Moon Knight. I feel like Derek and I knew in our subconscious that these two would join the EP squad again tonight.
Really?
So Moon Knight writes, what games were you scared of playing as a kid, but now want to try or have tried out? I was scared of BioShock, Resident Evil, and Tomb Raider Underworld. I have beaten Resident Evil 8, BioShock 1, and Infinite, and I want to play Underworld and other Tomb Raider games later on. So I'll give you one that I have played and one that I want to play. So I'm also, you know, if you've watched me talk on our various podcasts, I'm also kind of cowardly when it comes to my taste in games, and I definitely don't like to get spooked while I'm playing. And so the Resident Evil series has always been a tough one for me, but the one that I conquered because I wanted to try the game so bad was Eternal Darkness. And that game scared the piss out of me when I was playing it. Like, I could not, but I remember sitting there and I was like, everyone's talking about this game. I have to try it. And man, when the insanity effects in that game and just the story was like this weird, dark, like you're trying to figure it out, and you could tell there's just something sinister about it the whole way through. Like, that game gave me the willies from start to finish. I just didn't like it. I remember there was some weird thing about, like, at one point I had beaten a boss, and beating a boss in that game never ends well for you. Like, you still die. And then there was something, it said something real fucked up, like, man tries to find meaning where there is not, something like in the loading screen. I was like, why? Like, what person does this? Like, they're basically telling you, like,
Cthulhu mythos.
Yeah, like
not Cthulhu.
The universe hates you and nothing matters and you're gonna die alone. I'm like, thanks, GameCube. I thought you were supposed to be friendly. You have a handle. Yeah. The other series that I haven't played enough of, I only play the campy Resident Evils, so like 4 or 5. You know, if it has a giraffe on the cover, I'll play it. But I've really, really wanted to try Village. I have it, and I just haven't been able to muster the courage to play it, especially now.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Is it really? Okay.
There is one section that is truly going to be scary. The others are a bit more on the action side of things.
Okay, I need to try it. I just remember playing the demo and I was like, oh, what's going to happen? Oh, no, some big weird thing. And sure enough, there was like vampire lady. Like, I ran into some place, some chick turned into bats. I was like, nope. It's like, what? I don't even have a flamethrower to deal with this. But I do want to go back and play it. I've heard nothing but good things, and yeah, like you said, Derek, I heard it leans more action. I just need to give it a shot. Anyway, I'm opening up the floor. That's me and my lack of interest in scary games.
Go ahead, Derek.
I can't think of any games that I was like, I'm terrified of. I don't want to play that as a kid. I just haven't gotten around to playing them. I've played mostly our Resident Evils. I've played at least Silent Hill 2 for now. I guess one of the ones I've heard a lot of, but never got the chance to try, and I don't know if it's actually scary, if it's any good or anything like that. But I heard a lot about Clock Tower and the Scissor Man. That always seemed interesting. I don't know. I just I see all these people like, oh, Dead Space terrified me. I'm like, no, I'm good. I mean, they give me a good weapon, and I'm generally okay. It's when they take away the weapons, then I get a little nervous. Yeah. Or they introduce something like Alien Isolation, where you cannot kill the alien. Good luck trying. Just run, because you will not survive. I don't know. I can't think of anything that kind of fit that. I played Parasite Eve when it first came out. I think I was 12.
Nice. Parasite Eve is so good.
Something like that. And that was definitely on the scarier end.
That's kind of where I'm at, is like the only games that I would be too scared of play growing up are the same games I'd be too scared to play now, which are games with giant spiders in them. I'm still not going to play those. But failing that, I mean, look, I played Silent Hill 1 when I was like 14, and then I played 2 and 3 as they came out after that. And once you've done that, you're kind of prepared. Like, and I played those games by myself in the dark at night. Like, I had the hardcore Silent Hill experience when I was not ready for it. And those games scared the shit out of me at the time. And I still think they're scary. But if you can get through that, you can get through anything other than like specific phobias like spiders. So for me, yeah, I played SH1 through 3. I played Fatal Frame 1 and 2 when I was younger. Like, I love scary games. And so for me, there, other than spiders, there are really no horror games that I would be too scared to play now versus growing up. I throw them at me. I love horror games. So this doesn't really apply to me so much except for games with lots of spiders.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. Well, thank you for that topic. And for me this week, I have a Charlie Bird's topic. And Charlie says or asks if you could watch an in-universe documentary about any fictional world, i.e. a nature documentary about the creatures of Monster Hunter, a cultural documentary about life in different parts of Hyrule, what would you pick? And thank you for this question, Charlie. It's really interesting, and I already guarantee you that you've provided Brandon's answer. If Brandon was here, his answer would be a Monster Hunter creature documentary. I guarantee you. As for me, though, I would love to watch a documentary on the world of Spira from Final Fantasy X. I have always felt that world is so well, it feels so organic and it feels so well researched, like the different cultures and the belief systems and the just the blitzball, the cultural pastimes, just all of that just feels so well researched and organic to that world. And it feels like a living, breathing world when you're playing through it, when you're taking Tidus and Yuna, or taking Yuna on her pilgrimage. And that whole culture has just interested me so much. The Albed, their language, the whole history with Xanarkand and Sin and Spira's belief system, the Yevon religion, all of it is just so well done in Final Fantasy X. And I feel like having a whole documentary about the culture of Spira would be really interesting and would pull me into that world even more. It is still my favorite world out of any Final Fantasy game. And really, in most games, period. I just think it's such an interesting world to be a part of. But that's my answer. What about you guys?
Do you have one, Steve? Because I have mine, but...
I do.
Okay.
So I would want to watch a documentary on the history of the Algol star system from Phantasy Star, but I'd want it to be from the perspective of Phantasy Star 4, where the legends of the original heroes from Phantasy Star 1 are long forgotten and have passed into myth. Because, if you don't know, the planet where all of that took place, Phantasy Star 1, well, not just one planet, but the home planet of the heroine from Phantasy Star 1, by Phantasy Star 4, that shit got blown up. It's gone. And so I would love to hear from like the perspective of historians in that society, like what they believe happened and what the history is and how they view Dark Falls, who appears every 1,000 years to just wreck shit. So I would really love to see that. I think that Phantasy Star was one of those series that has really incredible lore that never gets properly explored. I think it would be really cool if they flesh that out a bit. I keep hoping that someday they'll just do a Phantasy Star 5, but I know they won't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Probably not. It's weird to me that Phantasy Star Online does not count as Phantasy Star 5.
Yeah, it is kind of weird that it's weird because in some ways they try to tie it back, but it's very tenuous ways. And you never end up truly seeing the Algol star system in the online series ever, not even in universe, but they reference it sometimes. They're like, oh, and I think they even had, I could be wrong, but I think they had a crossover event in Phantasy Star Universe where you got to meet the characters from the first game. But it was like a weird, the same way, like they're like, Kazuma Kiryu's here. I'm like, great.
Right.
Yeah. We've got some great answers to this question in our live audience patron chat. Aramis says a documentary about the judicial system in Ace Attorney. That is a great idea.
Oh boy,
I love it. And then of course,
good luck explaining that.
Right. And our good friend Kitty Kong Fact says a nature documentary set on Donkey Kong Island. Please and thank you. Let me do the voice of the host. I would watch that. That. Meerpat says The Passion of the Yevon. Yes. If my idea were ever made, it would have to be called that. The Passion of the Yevon. Sorry, Derek, you haven't answered yet. I just had to get those out there.
Oh, no, that's fine. It's fine. My thought was, I'm looking at my thing here of like what kind of games I have that would fit a documentary style pretty well. Honestly, I think of like World War II type documentary on Valkyria Chronicles.
Ooh.
All the games, just covering all the different stories.
That's a good one.
Would be kind of cool, like having those interviews with them. They kind of have that setup for the original Valkyria because the whole chronicle of it. It's just of this group and just seeing having those interviews, what it was like being part of the army, showing what they made, how the technological advances would be made. I don't know. It seems kind of ready made for that kind of documentary idea, especially because when you get to the sequels, we got like the Black Ops of 3, and you got the Assault Force of 4. There's some cool stuff in there.
Derek, you may have played yourself, man, because Aramis in our live audience chat says you could do that.
God,
There's
no.
Your next project.
God.
Your next
See,
project,
I love, like, some people are like, I wish there was more content from Derek. By the way, Derek, do this 2-hour video type stuff.
Yeah. Dad Off the Line also has a good suggestion. I'd like to read Jiminy Cricket's journal from Kingdom Hearts and see what he chronicled, or watch an audio log of the Ansem reports. Yes, and yes, I would absolutely be happy for either one of those things. But yeah, that's my question for my topic for the month or week. Thank you, Charlie, so much for that, and thank you to everybody who submits topics every week. We're sorry we can't get to everyone, but we will do our best to get to your topic in a future episode. Mm-hmm. And with that, we would be at the end of the episode if we didn't have some more super chats to read out. I'm going to try to just fast track these as much as possible. First off, Lauren Bond with £1.79. Thank you again. What are the coziest games you've ever played? Oh, man. Off the top of my head, Kirby anything. Nights into Dreams is one of my favorite cozy games, even though it's pretty hard if you want to score attack it. Yeah, Kirby, Nights. Man, I'm trying to think. Is anything coming to your mind, guys?
Flower.
Flower's a good one. Oh, Abzu.
That is the Flower. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been more chill. I don't know why I not thought about it earlier, but Flower just came to me right now.
Flower, Abzu, and another indie game I played not too long ago called Proteus, which is really interesting. What about you, Steve? Anything?
I was researching something, so no.
Fair enough.
It's fine.
Yeah. I don't know.
No
Score
worries.
attack games? I got nothing.
No. Coziest games.
Oh, coziest game. Whole Animal Crossing. Come on.
Animal
How's
Crossing.
no one going to mention Animal
obvious.
Crossing?
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Definitely.
You guys don't play it. It's not obvious to you.
I know.
Fair enough. Hey, I played a lot of what is it? New Leaf on 3DS. Loved it, but I got my fill. All right. Thank you for that, Lauren. Next, Sakari Salkonen's back with 2 more euro. Thank you. Going to sleep. Good night. Equals
Good night.
Iva Yota. I'm sure I completely butchered that, but I hope I said that right. You're asleep by now, so you can't tell me. But thank you, Sakari. Next, Screamo Shaman with $5. Oof, sorry I'm late. Did a test stream to prepare for my Klonoa Dream Run. LOL. Well, good luck. Anything Klonoa related, I'm always behind.
That's awesome.
So good luck on your Dream Run, Screamo. Lizard81288 is back with $5 more. Which meme character are you more excited for, Shaggy or Hugh? It's Shaggy for me.
Shaggy.
I know very little about Jimmy Neutron, so...
I like Jimmy Neutron. I just don't know exactly how Hugh is a meme character. I'm at least vaguely aware of how Shaggy's a meme character.
My knowledge of Jimmy Neutron begins and ends with Carl, because my dad does his voice, and that's such a popular voice, but that's really all I know. So, Shaggy for me. Just in time.
That was quite the humble brag there, just saying.
It's meant to be. I was just being honest. Just in Time, which is a great name, with $4.99. Thank you. If you could bring into existence a physical HD collection containing every game from a singular franchise like Mario, what franchise would you pick?
Mario. I'm sorry. I want Mario in HD. I've been saying this for years.
I mean, if we're talking about every game from a singular franchise, including spin-offs, I mean, Mega Man, obviously. That's like 50 plus games in one collection. It's Mega Man, easily. But, Mario, Zelda, you can't, Pokemon, it's hard to go wrong here.
Yeah, I would say,
exactly.
I would say the favorite one for me would be Sonic, and only because I've seen what the Sonic 2 HD fan team is doing. I'm like, I do want that. I'll take that.
Just to throw out a couple, Castlevania, obviously, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Shin Megami Tensei, most RPG series, just because being able to play through all of them, and see the evolution.
Indeed.
So.
Right. Thank you for that, Justin. Next is ToonJ723 with $5. Thank you. They didn't say you couldn't compare it to Hello Kitty Cruiser or Garfield Kart, referencing your story, Steve, earlier in the show. That's true. Maybe try it again.
I need to buy a copy of Hello Kitty Cruiser. I'm going to own it one of these days.
Oh my god.
Nice. Claxon with $1.99. Thank you. Maybe if we throw money, the problem will go away. Referencing our OBS or Video Ninja. Away. Yeah, that's what did it. It was the money you threw. Thank you. Lethargic Legumes, love that name, with $4.99. Thank you so much. Gotta love the Friday the 13th technical difficulties. Much love to you all, GVG gang. I'm comfortable just blaming Friday the 13th. I think that works. Finally, well, there actually may be more that came in since then.
I think so.
Okay, so $5 Canadian from our good friend Bongo Lover.
Hey,
Bongo
good to
back.
see you.
Hey.
Hello, friends. Hope you're doing well. I recently platinum Lost Judgment and really enjoyed the Kaito files. I was just wondering Steve's take on the game.
Oh, so I haven't played the Kaito files, and I love Kaito. He's an amazing character, and I definitely need to find the time to watch or to play his DLC. But I feel like Lost Judgment kind of fell apart in the second half. There's a certain character that gets murdered about halfway through the game. And it's a character that Yagami doesn't know very well, but he becomes completely hung up on this character to where his sentence structure for like the second half of the game becomes like a noun, a verb, and this character's name. And that's it. Like he cannot not mention this character. Like in every bit of dialogue he has for the rest of the game. I'm like, please, Yagami, shut up. You knew her for like 38 minutes. It's fine. Like it would be like me like getting introduced to someone and the next day finding out they're dead and like going on a quest for vengeance. It's just kind of ridiculous.
Okay.
But all in all, the game was pretty good. I think that it took a sadly predictable route to the end. And I was hoping that it would diverge a bit more from what I expected, given that it's a detective game. And I just felt like it was a bit rote and predictable. So, I mean, not a terrible game, like in a technical sense, but just kind of narratively the seams started to show pretty quick.
Fair enough. Bonus question for you, Steve. Caitlin asks in our live audience chat, what's Kaito's favorite flavor of Danimals?
Sweat.
Nice. Yum. On that note, $9.99 from Claxon. Thank you so much. Also, could use some good vibes. My dad wanted a cat, and we got one 2 months ago. Now he wants to not have a cat for no reason other than cats aren't as behaved as dogs. We're giving him to my aunt. That's really sad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that really sucks.
That sucks. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah. What can we say?
You get a pet, you got to be prepared for said pet.
Yeah, That's really unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through that, and I wish that wasn't happening. Maybe your dad will have a change of heart, I hope, but sorry to hear that, Claxon.
Yeah.
And finally, last but certainly not least...
No, there's one more. Actually, two more. There's one more coming in and one I know you missed that I can't see it, but I'll mention it at least. I remember the question.
Okay, I'll go back down after this then. Purity Chalice with $1.99. Thank you so much, Purity Chalice. Have a great and safe weekend, everyone, with a bunch of multicolored hearts. Well, thank you, Purity Chalice, and you as well. And I think I know which one I missed. I got it, Derek. Geller with $5. Just wanted to thank Derek for getting me into One Piece. Started at Chapter 1 along with his podcast, and I just hit Chapter 600 today.
Wow.
Good for you, Derek, getting Geller into One Piece.
Yeah, here's the crazy thing. Brandon and I are only up to chapter. We only released the episode covering up to chapter 100 today. So that's how addictive One Piece is. And I knew that would happen to some of the new readers that jumped into it because, going 5 at a time, it's a good pace. But you get to a certain point, I got to see what happens next.
Yeah. That's just something I really want to get into. One of my best friends is super into One Piece. 2 of my best friends are actually, and I mean to. They tell me I need to read it. I don't know where I'm going to find the time to. Again,
just a little bit at a time. Do that 5 chapters each week. It's maybe 30 minutes.
One piece at a time.
There you go.
Say. All right, we got one more super chat coming in. Jay on the Cob, which is a great name, with $5, but no message. Let me see if
they actually do have a message here. It says, forgot to put a message with the super chat, but just wanted to say that I've been watching since the weekly Smash discussions in 2014 when I was in middle school, and now I'm a 21-year-old college student. Crazy to think about.
Wow.
God, I forgot that those were back in 2014.
I can't believe that, how fast time flies. And so many of you say that to us. You've been following our content for like a decade, and that is just so humbling every single time. It reminds me of the Sora presentation where Sakurai's like, we've been working on this game for so long, you go from middle school to high school in that time. And it's just, It's weird. Thank you all so much for being into what we do and for following us for that long and for putting up with our voices for that long. That's a long time to listen to us talk. So thank you all so much. And that does finally bring us to the end of this extended episode of the GVG cast. Thanks so much for bearing with us. Sorry for the technical difficulties in the middle, but we still have 250 of you. You guys stuck with us. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. As always, we do have to give a special thank you to our patrons at the producer tier and above for helping to make this show and everything we do happen, because without you, this would not be possible. So thank you so much. And also, as always, we have to give an extra special thank you to all of the patrons at the executive producer tier and above. And those fine, wonderful, incredible folks include Brandon Bovia, Cutie Caitlin, Fangs, Dan and Twistle, Z Patty, Just Brian, Sky Blue Flames, Eastman23, Adam O'Sullivan, Richard Herrera, Logan Daniel, Christopher Baque, The D-Pad, Vesmio, Waffle King, BeerJ373, Critter XD, Kitty Kong Fax, Angel Martinez, Joshua Hunter, Benny Yao, Azran127, Black King, Pagrima, Geller, Joseph Rutkin, Titus Malvolio, Geeky Griffin, Lucky Wonderfish, Kyle, Top Dog 23100, Young Ben Kenobi, Doug Shomix, Andrew Medeiros, Aurum, Brady Power, Becca, Rocks the Cat, Killamox, Eddie B, Kai Ed, Kit Fisto, Kenneth Lee Stingle, Jessica Toad, Deaneth, Sci-Fi Lullabies, Michael McCaw, Matthew Wong, Goron Amber, Straight Lace, Justin Matthews, Hoobie, Too Much Spaghetti, Mega Conrad, Ascaron809, Ryaner, Captain Finlandia, Nathan Steele, Spicy Pan Otter, The Game Orb, Dano the Artist, Super Gamer Dude 101, Grantles, Ravelox, Synchro Lord, Rosa Pardo Bowling,
Hi, Mom,
Kane Woolley, Skull Kid Tiger, Dark Steel 01, Jason Uloa, Jaden Buck, Phantom Project, Cystic Warrior 29, DJ Jurassic, Super Dank Awesome Unicorn Guy, Dinner Sonic, Darik, Jeff Ed, Nova the Artist, Blaystar 25, Stag Nasty, Mumbling Yeti, Cameron Sharp, Screamo Shaman, Mason Riley, Keel, Willow Pingree, Yo, Hustle Bun, Moon Knight, Noah Fitterer, Calvin Atkinson, Ryan's Fault, Brainchild, Pat Pending, Jim Wakeland, Lauren Bond, Sridhar Ayala, Gavin Twaddle, Andy Mine P, Ad, Jughead 870, Alpha Lion, Lord Metarex, Kyle Gamer, and Barry Rookie, 16 Nacious, and last but certainly not least, Vedron. Wow, thank you all so much for your incredible generosity and support of everything we do here at GVG. If you want to find out more about how you can get yourself on that list and check out all the other perks we offer our patrons, head on over to patreon.com/gvgaming. But even if you can't support us on Patreon, that's fine. If you could just drop a like and subscribe right here on YouTube, every little bit truly does help as we grow more and more. As we said earlier, we just hit 94K today, and that's all thanks to you. So thank you all so much. We're about to go do our patron-exclusive post show. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe. Good night and good vibes. Bye.
bye.
Bye.